Yo, well played, dumbass nigger. Yo, well played, bro. Keep playing this as well as you're playing it. Well played. Dude, this is so well played. How did you get this good? You're actually like super ahead of the meta. You're actually him, bro.
있지.
언니가 착각했나 보네요.
Tell me your code.
Come here. Which doors are you going to open?